fully anything for more Lisa Williamson books. She is an amazing writer. Thank you very much. Good night. Hello! I hope you guys are all okay and all good. Welcome to another video and my January book haul. So I'm actually filming this before the end of January, so it's highly likely that more books will arrive in January that won't be included in this book haul. But have no fear, dear friends, they will obviously be popping up in my February book haul. So before I go off on a random ramble, let's crack on, shall we? The first book that came for me, so the first book that arrived for me in the year of our Lord Brittany 2018 was Secrets of a Teenage Heiress by Katie Birchall. Katie Birchall is the author of teen series The It Girl, which is published by Egmont. This is also published by Egmont. I've not read any of the It Girl series. I've never picked one up. I've kind of flicked through, I think, the first one, and I met Katie at an Egmont event that they did quite a while ago now, actually, but she seemed so delightful and the book sounded so funny, so I can imagine that this will be more of the same kind of funny, teeny sort of stuff. So this looks really cool. From the lovelies over at Walker Books, I got a copy of White Rabbit, Red Wolf. Yes, got it all out at once by Tom Pollock. This is his new YA novel. He is the author of the Skyscraper Throne trilogy that was published by Joe Fletcher Books, I believe. And this is his first YA novel. I don't know whether they were YA. I think they were considered YA, but possibly shelved in adult. I'm not sure. I don't think Joe Fletcher is a YA publisher, so I think it would have been shelved in adult space, but I think it might have been a YA book. I'm not sure. Someone correct me if you've read them below. But this is an electrifying thriller about murder, maths, and the mind. I love Tom Pollock. He's a really delightful guy, so I'm really looking forward to reading this. I was really pleased when it appeared through my door because I had seen so many people that I follow on Instagram and on Twitter getting copies of this book, and I was really hoping that I would get one too. So I'm really looking forward to reading this. And this proof cover is stunning as well. It came with these 3 really cool badges, and it came in a bright orange envelope with "This story is a lie" sprayed across the back of it. It was really cool. It was very impactful. I love a good proof package. But yes, so this. Thank you so much, Walker, for sending that over. Now a bunch from David Fickling Books. The first one that they sent over was Outwalkers by Fiona Shaw. I hauled this, I think in my last book haul, I hauled the proof of this. This cover is illustrated by Levi Pinfold, who I love. He illustrated the house editions of the Harry Potter books, and he also illustrated a picture book called Black Dog that I well, he illustrated and wrote a picture book that I super love called Black Dog. He also illustrated the Song from Somewhere Else that which was written by A.F. Harold, which I've not read yet but I have on my shelf. But yeah, so this is Outwalkers. This is a YA dystopian novel about a boy called Jake and his dog Jet, who have escaped from, because England is no longer a free country, and they've escaped from this academy that he is living in, and they are trying to get over the border to Scotland because I imagine they'll be safe there. I don't know much about this book. I've not read it yet. I've heard great things. The fact it has a dog in it gives me much fear that the dog will die, because that's what happens in dystopian things. They also sent me over a copy of Every Hidden Thing by Kenneth Uppel. Kenneth Uppel is the author of a book called The Boundless, which I super love, and a book called The Nest that was illustrated by John Klassen, which again I super love. Every Hidden Thing tells a story of a boy and his dad who are looking in this place called the Badlands for a dinosaur, the skeleton of a dinosaur that will put them in the history books, but they're not the only ones on its trail. It sounds super fun, fantastic. A dollop of Indiana Jones and a spoonful of Romeo and Juliet at the times, which sounds fab. I loved his 2 previous books that I've read. I'm really looking forward to reading this. I think he's fab. I really do. I got to meet him at an event that he did in the UK, and he's so great. And just, you know, one of those people who when you go and see people on a panel, there are some people that really kind of stand out to you, and he was one that really stood out for me on a particular panel that I saw him at. He was just really engaging, and I suddenly became incredibly intrigued by all of his books. So this, yay! They also sent me a copy of All About Mia by Lisa Williamson. For those of you who are unaware, I'm a big fan of Lisa Williamson's book, The Art of Being Normal. This is her second book, which came out last year in hardback. The hardback is sitting on my shelf somewhere, but they very kindly sent me a copy of the paperback. I'm really looking forward to reading this. I love Lisa, and I love her writing, and I've not read one of, it's been ages since I've read The Art of Being Normal, and it means I've not read one of her books in a really long time, so I'm really looking forward to reading this. So yay, more Lisa Williamson please, thank you. It also has a little preview of her 3rd book, which comes out this year, which is very exciting. Fully anything for more Lisa Williamson books. She is an amazing writer. Thank you very much. Good night. Next up, they also sent me a copy of Spirit by Sally Christie. I read Sally's previous book, The Icarus Show, couple of years ago. I don't remember being that crazy about it, but the writing was solid enough that like I kind of want to read this one as well. I think it's about finding magic in ordinary things. I don't really know too much about it, which is probably a really nice way to go into it. But yes, so this too. And finally, from David Fickling Books, they sent me a lot of things this month. Tiny Little Rocket by David Fickling and Richard Collingridge. I don't often get picture books in the post. I really like it when I do. I'm a big fan of picture books. I love looking at them. And this one, I mean, like, illustrations, just unbelievably beautiful. It's just, I don't know, it's something about the detail of it and the way that the colours are on the page. I don't know. It really, really appeals. I just think it looks really, really quite beautiful. Also, it has a fold-out ending, which I'm going to show you now because it's very, very beautiful. So, it goes... Ready? Are you ready? Is your body ready? Oh my god! Isn't that just the most stunning thing you've ever seen? How brilliant is that? So yeah, they sent me a copy of this, which I think looks really cool. I really love it. So yes, thank you so much for sending this over too. From the lovelies over at Walker Books again, I got a copy of Scythe by Neil Shusterman. In a perfect world, the only way to die is to be gleaned by a professional scythe. When Citra and Rowan are chosen to be apprentice scythes, they know they have no option but to learn the art of killing. However, the terrifying responsibility of choosing their victims is just the start. Corruption is the order of the day, and Citra and Rowan just stick together to fight it. Then they are told that one of them will have to glean the other. Thou shalt kill. Wow. This sounds kind of brilliant and also quite harrowing, and I'm sort of into it. I've seen a lot of this cover online over the past year. I think this came out at the tail end of last year in America, and it comes out at the start of February over here. I think the sequel, or maybe the sequel has just come out in America. I think the sequel has just come out in America and hit the New York Times bestseller list, I think, if I'm not fully mistaken. But I've seen a lot of this cover, and if you look closely, you can actually see the faces on the cover. Like, just here, you can see the faces. Do you see what I mean? Just here. It's really quite clever. It's a really clever, really, really stunning cover. I think it's really impressive. And I'm really looking forward to reading this. I think it sounds really, really great and sort of harrowing and... I don't know, edgy thriller sort of thing come through. And last but by no means least, I've actually hauled this book before. I hauled a proof of this not too long ago, and I do believe it is on my bedside table TBR, I think. It might not be, but I think it is. And that is a copy of Far From the Tree by Robin Benway, which was the winner of the US National Book Awards. Do you remember when I hauled it before, I was struggling to remember what it had won. So this came to me from the lovelies over at Simon & Schuster, along with a packet of tissues, because we thought you might appreciate these whilst reading Robin Benway's hashtag Far From the Tree. So I imagine what they're trying to tell me is this is going to make me cry. The cover of this is absolutely stunning. The cover was done by Kate Forrester, and it's very, very beautiful and sort of retro-ish, and I'm kind of into it. I think it's really, really beautiful. It's the kind of thing I would like as a print. I think it's absolutely stunning. This is about 16-year-old Grace who has given up her baby for adoption and decides to try and find her biological mother, and in doing so discovers two siblings that she never knew existed. It's a story about family and how no one can break your heart like your family, I think is the kind of general idea. It sounds great. I've heard amazing things about it from lots of people on the interwebs, so this is very exciting. Thank you so much for sending this over. So those are the books that have arrived for me in January of this year. The first little haul of the year, and a lovely little bunch of books it is as well. Actually, having read a little bit of what Outwalkers is about, I think I really need to read it quite soon. It sounds really properly stunning. So yes, these, huzzah! Do let me know in the comments below what you hauled in January, and if you've read any of these books and what you thought of them. I'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to put a like on it and to subscribe down below if you want to see more. I love each and every one of your faces, and I will speak to you soon. Bye!